Good evening. I'm back with a video. Actually, this is going to be a vlog today. I just wanted to come on to YouTube and introduce myself. It's been a long time since I've made videos. If you saw my first introductory video, I did make a statement stating that that this was my first comeback video at that time, after 10 years of being on YouTube. And I had left YouTube, I believe it was back in 2013. And what happened, what made me leave the YouTube is that I wasn't losing subscribers. It was becoming very uncomfortable for me. There was some people who I would say that I usually talk to on YouTube that just suddenly stopped talking to me, and I got down to the bottom of it. What happened was I was a victim of like a campaign smear, and also a victim of human trafficking. I don't want to go into it too much here. For people who don't know what human trafficking is or gang stalking, I suggest you look it up. I will give you a little bit of information about it. It is basically when a group of people come together and basically kind of sabotage a person's life. They do this mainly out of competition, fun. I think everyone can relate to certain conversations about a person that maybe they don't like or they have an issue with for no real reason. Maybe this person never did anything to that person, which I cannot say that I did anything to deserve that. I will to this day state that I am completely 100% innocent and had nothing to do with it, which obviously people have come to find out, which is one of the reasons why I'm here talking about this. But I'm trying to talk about it without any emotional attachment, which for a long time I had a huge emotional attachment to this issue and continue to talk about it. And really what I've been wanting to do since leaving YouTube was just get back onto YouTube and get on with the things that I wanted to do. And this is what I'm doing. I'm picking up where I left off, which is extremely important. But to talk a little bit more about the gang stalking. Gang stalking is basically where I will say the use of Facebook and any sort of social media makes it expedient for the people who are targeting you, trafficking you, creating campaign smears about you. What they do is they follow you around in social media. And then, of course, this invades your workspace because people start knowing you from all these people that are involved in it. It's a very long story. I do have another channel, which I left that channel and I no longer make videos on that channel, and it's under my first name, and I will put my old channel in the description box if you care. But there's a good chance that if you are watching my videos now, you are well aware of the fact that I did have another channel, and a lot of people know me from that time period, whether I wanted them to or not. This is one of the issues of gang stalking. It does kind of put your name around, which is something I'm not comfortable with because I try to live a very private, peaceful life as much as possible. So anyway, all I can tell you was it lasted for very many years. I would say that the people who initiated it were of my blood relations, and they involved other people, like from people that I used to know in high school, people who I was quote unquote friends with on Facebook, and it got huge. It got huge, and it literally destroyed my life. It literally destroyed my mental ability, when I mean my mental ability, it destroyed my overall outlook on people. And how, and it will. It will. I mean, many of you yourselves might become victims of human trafficking or gang stalking, and a lot of it is the reason a lot of times people get targeted, just like kids get bullied in school, is if you are different. If you are different in any way. In my case, I'm different for several reasons. Okay, I think the main thing that people had an issue with is that I had different spiritual beliefs than they did. And that threatens people. Even if you're just doing things in your own house, you might be meditating in your own house by yourself. I've never been flashy about it. I've never tried to create any problems or initiate or try to drag people into my belief system or anything like that. but people become very uncomfortable with anybody who sees life differently than them, and they will attack, and they usually do it in groups. So that was one issue, and the reason why I'm warning my viewers that they could become victims of this is because I'm sure many of your family members may not agree with how you see things on a spiritual level. And I didn't come from a family where we had we were raised in a religion. We did study with Jehovah's Witnesses for a little bit when we were younger. We also, I took on a purposeful study, and I remember my parents studied when I was little, but I wasn't raised in any particular tradition, okay? But still, for people who were raised in a church, it's even harder on them. Now, in my case, my family used my religion as my quote unquote, I'm not a religion, but my spiritual beliefs as another means of trying to take me down. And I think this kind of got other people involved in it, especially if you make it a Christian thing and people want to be good-hearted people, and sometimes people get involved in your persecution even when they don't really want to. They just feel like they're confused. They don't understand that what is going on is not Christ-like at all, but they'll participate in the bullying just because it's a social thing, and it's people want to be on the what do you call it, the team that's winning. At the time, they were definitely winning. I will tell you, they were destroying me from the inside and out. But I stayed strong because I knew that I was right in this situation. Aside from that, my warning to you is if this does happen to you, and many of you might be victims of it, and what it is that the goal of it is basically to try to change who you are as a person. And they will put all kinds of tactics on you, to where it becomes, most people would break at the kind of bullying tactics that are inflicted on you. And I was unrelenting. I mean, I was not going to fold, because in my mind, if you as somebody with an alternative mind, if you were forced to give up your beliefs and live a life that you found completely unrewarding, something that you have never wanted in your entire life, you probably would feel the same way, and most people do. There's a lot of targeted individuals in the world, and there's a lot of videos out there talking about this, and there's a lot of depression. I've seen the comments on social media. I've seen other people's videos. I've read articles about it, and it is extremely demoralizing. And I think the main part of it is the fact that it hurts you financially because they convince other people not to hire you. So that was one thing, the spiritual beliefs. Also, there was a lot of racial issues involved in it. I'm a black woman who speaks proper English, and they can't stereotype me. They do anyway, but they want to put me in a little bubble. And I think that, as black people, we do get stereotyped a lot. But the thing is that we also have different interests, different likes, just like everyone else. And when people see someone who doesn't fit that stereotype, that belief system, or that, they don't talk like with Ebonics, or they don't, like rap music or something, then that kind of, because they're prejudiced, they get confused and they want to see you in a little box, or they'll try to force you in that box. And I have dealt with that all my life, okay? And I will go into my views on racial issues in another topic, okay? I don't want to make this channel only about the paranormal. It's about me in general, but it's also about getting to know other people outside of what I had to deal with. And unfortunately, when you're a victim of gang stalking or human trafficking, you get a lot of people who are either confused, or they're still kind of on the, what do you call it, on the fence with the people that you used to know. Meaning they know that what they did was wrong, but at the same time, it's an awkward situation. So I don't really have a social life for that reason, okay? And it does destroy your social life. One of the things that it does, it destroys your social life. It destroys you financially, because it will keep you out of work for a very long time. It destroys your reputation. Apparently, people thought that I was married and I was seeing someone, and they used that against me, which was ridiculous, because that's not true. And I've been divorced for a very long time. And then when I was basically telling people, I'm a single woman, they were trying to force you into a marriage. They do this a lot. This is another thing that they do to people. They try to force you into marriage and all this other stuff. Okay, I'm just letting you know what happened to me and why I have been away for so long. So YouTube, my name was thrashed so bad that it was like I couldn't even understand it. Like it was confusing to me, But I understood what made me wake up, like really wake up. I've always been kind of, awake anyway, but what really opened my eyes was having to deal with people and their irrational behavior, and seeing how people are quick to bully another human being. Okay, and so if any of you guys are dealing with this, do understand that you do have rights. We do have religious freedoms in this country. Thank goodness. Okay, if you're living in a country where you don't, my heart goes out to you. It really does. Okay, but the law is on our side. So anyway, aside from that, my purpose to getting back on YouTube is to pick up from where I left off. Now, when I was making videos back in 2000, I started making videos in 2008 or 2009, I think it was, and that was a great summer. I had a wonderful summer that year, and I was doing great on YouTube. I was like talking to people, and I was getting comments, and I was exchanging all these, talking to people, and it was a wonderful time for me. And when this whole thing started blowing up, this whole hate campaign, which it was a hate campaign, let's just get real, okay? It was a hate campaign, a hate crime, if you want to call it. It distanced me from everyone. I mean, I suggest if this ever happens to you, you're going to have no choice but to start all over again. Like literally wipe the whole state clean, because it will only cause these issues that you will never trust that person again. There's no way you could. I mean, because it's a very long, drawn out process to where these people had time to think about whether they were, whether it was right or wrong. And they certainly were aware that I was protesting all of this, and I didn't feel comfortable, but they continued to do it anyway. So that draws that line. Also, anybody that you used to know, because they will literally, through social media, through where you work, through wherever, they will find everyone that you know and put these rumors and these ideas into their head. And it is better to break free of that as much as you possibly can. It is extremely traumatizing to have to deal with that sort of thing. So it's about starting over. And at that time, I was making videos, and I will say YouTube has changed a lot since I've been gone. It's been so different. The style of videos, I mean, like, I had realized, like, I really need to get brushed up on my skills, because when YouTube first came out back in I would say 2006, or when it really exploded, it was very basic. People got in their little channels and they started talking and whatever. But I noticed that a lot of videos are becoming more sophisticated. So I am trying to do my best to keep up with the times. And it's been said that I don't like technology. I can't say that I'm a technology lover. People like me who like to meditate, and I'm sure you can relate to, we have to keep a balance of, our spiritual life, which is really around nature. Okay, we like the trees, we like the sky, we like flowers, we like this sort of stuff. And then technology seems so different from this little kind of old-fashioned life that I like to live in the privacy of my own home. But I will say that technology is good in some things, and what I need from technology, I will seek it out. And in this case, I'm brushing up my video making skills. And I'm not quite perfect, but I think this is one of the good things. Like, you ever see like one of those cheesy movies that are like very, what's the word for it? One of those cheesy movies where like the video quality is really poor and the acting is kind of lame or whatever, but you kind of think it's a good movie anyway, because hey, they put the effort into it. But as we go on, my videos will improve. I want to improve my videos, and I think I had a lot of subscribers at that time, because things were going pretty well for me, and then the hate campaign happened, and then my whole life got torn apart. And it started like in 2010, and well, it was going on way back from when. I would like to say that if you go to my channel, you'll understand from my history that I have been bullied from my blood relations since I was in school. So this went on for years and years and years. Started getting bullied in the workplace, didn't know what was going on. And then throughout the course of my time making these videos on my other channel, I realized, okay, this is who is behind this. And then it all came to me. And now I'm fully aware of what happened to me. Like, I realized that I was a victim of basically bullying. I'm the scapegoat of the family, and I've come to understand that and accept it, okay? But and I think what's going on in my life right now, or I would say in the last few months, because I do feel like I'm getting better because I'm learning how to set these boundaries, and it's easier for me. But I'm not saying that it's like, you know, so easy that I don't have bad days, and I do have bad days. And, you know, I do meditate and I do refocus and get myself out, but you never know when you step out that door if something's not going to trigger you, and there's going to be a lot of things that will trigger you. And like I said, if you want to know more about gang stalking, check out my other channel or do some Google searches or whatever. There's a possibility that could very well happen to you in a world where people like to basically gang up on people, and ganging up on people is it's a thing nowadays. Okay, anyway, so YouTube is for me to express myself fully, and I feel like in my life outside of YouTube, where you meet people and you kind of keep the conversation light, okay, but you can't really talk about the things that really are dear to your heart. Like, obviously I live in a world where the supernatural and the actual world are basically one thing to me. And when I was younger, I used to meditate, and I used to love that feeling that I would get, that connection. Now that connection is almost with me 24 hours a day, to where I honestly feel more interested in the spiritual realm than I do on what goes around me. Now, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that in the last few years, I had been placed in solitude, because one of the things that when you're dealing with human trafficking, they do have, connections. So they make sure that you're by yourself all the time, okay? Like I said, it sounds like a strange thing, but like I said, if you look into it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I became even more, because I spent more time with myself, and I feel kind of distant, to people. I mean, like I could communicate and stuff like that, but like I said, once you're a victim of human trafficking, gang stalking, it does ruin your social life. Okay, it will ruin it. So this is my point of getting onto YouTube, is to be able to express myself, talk about the things that are dear to me, the important things that I care about, such as obviously the paranormal. I like talking about history. I like talking about art. I like talking about clothes. Yes, they hated my clothes. They hated the fact that I liked wearing clothes. I think it had something to do with them trying to force me to get married or change who I was or whatever. They hated me for it. Okay, so I can honestly say that there is no one in my life from my past that I choose to care about, okay? And it's not, I don't have any emotional feelings. So my goal in life now is to focus forward and to, speak my truth about whatever it is, and speak passionately about it, and so that I can, release myself at times, but I don't want to get too emotionally attached to that topic. So this is the last time I'm going to talk about it ever on my channel. So picking up and getting my videos back in gear, there's a lot. I have a whole list of things I want to cover. I want to just come on here and do a vlog and kind of introduce myself, and then let you know why I'm coming back to YouTube. And I'm hoping that I will be able to enjoy YouTube like I used to, and even more so, and I'm just putting out these videos, and I'm learning new things, trying to literally start my life over again. And the way I feel is like my life stopped like when I was around 16 years old, and I will go into that some other time, but I do feel like my life got cut off, like because of everything that happened to me in my life, that my life was not as fulfilled as I wanted it to be. And so every day I try to make my life better, whatever it is. Like if there's something I want to do at that moment, then I do it, whatever it is. If it's even something as simple as making a paper airplane or something, my life right now is about living every moment I possibly can to enjoy my life, because I realized how much my life was being taken from me. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I just got off from work, so I'm looking forward to taking that shower and jumping in bed because I'm really tired. And I just wanted to get on here and let you know why I've been away from YouTube for so long. So let's get back to it. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas season. I just got back from the grocery store and I'm very tired after getting all those things, and finally I'm prepared for Christmas, and I hope you guys are too. Take care. Be back with another video sometime later. Take care. Bye.